Welcome to Dragons Lair Update. This month, Howard Community College Lacrosse competes for glory in the playoffs. Men's lacrosse marches into the region tournament. Coach Carey's Dragons look to make history. And we'll recap track and field nationals with head coach Errick Henlon. Men's lacrosse leads off. Howard's postseason journey begins where last year's ended. The Dragons battle Arundel in the Region 20 semifinal. Mike Leschner anchors our coverage.
Thanks, Diane. Our analyst coached at Howard for 11 years. In his playing days, he helped Towson State reach the national championship in '91 and the national quarterfinals in '92. It's a pleasure to welcome Mike Jones.
Mike, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me back.
The winner advances to the Region 20 championship. The loser's season is over. A win for Howard will likely result in the program's second trip to nationals via an at-large selection or the region's automatic bid. With losses to Howard and Suffolk, Arundel needs to win the Region 20 championship to make it to nationals. The Howard-Arundel rivalry has been evenly matched. They've split their last 8 meetings dating back to 2010. Arundel ended Howard's season in last year's Region 20 semifinal. Howard is 4 days removed from a blowout loss to Essex. Entering that game, the Dragons were undefeated in the region. Coach, how can Howard bounce back against Arundel?
If the Dragons can repeat their performance from earlier in the season against Arundel, scoring 11 goals, they should be okay. It'll be a little more difficult without Austin Mitchell, who's out with an injury suffered against Essex. Somebody like Jerron Brooks is going to have to step up. Possession at the face-off X, good ball control is key for them today. Defensively, holding Arundel to 6 goals in the first game was a great effort. They're going to need to do something similar today.
Arundel knocked out CSM in the first round to secure a rematch with Howard. If recent history is any indication, Arundel's regular season loss to Howard is a positive. You have to go back to 2008 to find the last time Howard or Arundel beat each other twice in the same season. Adding to the intrigue, leading scorer Derek Davis did not play in the regular season loss to Howard. Coach, what do you expect to see from Arundel?
Possession will be key for Arundel as well. Howard has a lot of offensive weapons, and the more Arundel can hang onto the ball and put pressure on the goalkeeper, Andrew Cilio, and the defense, the better off they'll be. Traditionally, Arundel's defense has been their strength. They've had good individual defensemen who can control their attackmen. With the size of the Riley brothers and the athleticism of Cody Martin, they're going to need to step up today to slow down the Dragons' offense.
Playoff lacrosse is next. Howard battles Arundel. Let's go to the highlights. First half, Howard with an early 2-1 lead. Josh Venturelli on the run, puts it away.
Nice alley dodge. Good individual effort by Venturelli.
Jerron Brooks, matched up with a short stick, makes his move. Up top to Scott Dagnenleach, places it high, 3 unanswered from Howard.
Nice overhand, technically sound shot from Dagnenleach.
Daniel Bishop won the next faceoff. Andrew Duffy up against Kenneth Robinson. Robinson knocks it loose. Still up for grabs. 3 blue jerseys on the ground ball. Robinson hammers Duffy's knee and he goes down. Hartle wins the ground ball. Duffy's hurt and the official is right there.
Until there's a break in the action, they're not going to stop for an injured player. Somebody else should have gone back on defense.
Arundel capitalizes on the turnover and ends a 10-minute scoring drought. After a Howard turnover, Arundel's back on offense, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
There's no second slide to the crease, leaves the attackman wide open.
And Thomas Corder cuts the lead to 1. The first 3 Arundel goals have all been assisted. 5-4 Howard now. Daniel Bishop wins the faceoff to himself. He's won 9 of 11 faceoffs so far. Arundel clawing for a possession. Bishop gets it back to Jerron Brooks. Outruns 2 blue jerseys, and Brooks finds a home for the overhand rip.
That was a scrappy ground ball by Bishop, and nobody stopped Brooks from going to the goal.
Extra man unit on the field for Howard. Brooks, Dagnenleach, Brooks.
The offense is standing still there. Makes it an easy pickoff for the defense when no one is moving.
Other end of the field, Arundel still a man down. Nathan Neal sees daylight, looking for a better angle. Neal with a man down tally.
No initial slide that time. Neal beats him underneath, and it's an easy finish with no slide.
6-5 Howard, 3 minutes till the half. Jerron Brooks takes it to the middle of the field, finishes the ball. 2 goals, 2 assists already for Brooks.
Jerron is just taking the game over by himself.
1:15 till the half. Howard is a man up. Cody Martin, guarded by Robertson.
There's no need to make that skip pass there. Sloppy passing, and nobody's moving their feet, causes the turnover.
Howard's extra man offense 0 for 2 with 2 turnovers. Other end of the field, we're at even strength. 30 seconds till halftime. Hartle on his knees. Finds Reese Sullivan. Low-to-low release. Terrific end of the half for Arundel. We have a 1-goal game. Second half, extra man opportunity for Anne Arundel now. 14 in blue. Hartle, top of the box, makes the off-ball move to the far alley, calls for the ball, ties the game. Terrific play from the sophomore out of Centerville. Anne Arundel moving the ball.
Good ball movement there, and a sneak from X for Sullivan.
Anne Arundel takes their first lead of the game. After forcing a turnover, Howard's offense takes the field. Restart after an offsides call. Dragons are a man up. Dylan Riley finds an opening, ties the game. Big-time shot from the freshman out of Windsor, Ontario. After an Anne Arundel failed clear, Howard's in the midst of a 1-minute possession. Brooks can't complete it to Riley. Ground ball. Jerron Brooks makes up ground on Hartle. Martin muscles him away from the ball. It's going to be Howard's ball. Later in the possession, Anthony Pagnotta takes on the short stick.
Pagnotta sees the double team, but still tries to muscle his way through. Doesn't work. Causes the turnover.
Other end of the field, John Jennings goes after Martin. Jennings splits two Dragons and Martin lays him out, forces the turnover, and the officials stop the action to attend to Jennings. Howard is looking to make the turnover count. Pagnotta, Brooks takes on the short stick, gets above goal line extended, and gives Howard the lead. 2 unanswered from the Dragons. Howard won the faceoff, then turned it over. 23 turnovers on the day for the Dragons. Andrew Cilio with the save, and he controls the rebound. Fast break for the Dragons. Reese Williams, Jared Riley retreats, moves towards the middle, turns and fires. Howard has scored 3 unanswered to regain control.
There's a lot of individual effort. HCC is not playing good team offense, though.
Fourth quarter, Anne Arundel keeps the ball moving. Thomas Quarter at the X. Derek Davis now. He scores. The Pioneers' leading scorer gets his first of the day and cuts the deficit to 1. Davis goes back to work up against Martin. Cody Martin wins that battle.
Good double team. Seems like Howard's playing good team defense at this point, causing turnovers and getting the ball to the other end of the field.
Martin. Riley. No chance for the goalie. With 10 minutes remaining, Howard takes a 2-goal lead. After a Howard turnover, Anne Arundel's back on offense. 7:30 to play. Quarter. Sullivan completes it to Nathan Neal. Quick catch and shoot, 1-goal game.
That's a great look by Sullivan to feed Neal.
We're inside of 6 minutes. Crucial man down clear for Howard. Anne Arundel doubling Brooks. Long pass to Williams. Unable to connect. 2 Pioneers on the ground ball. Jennings emerges with it. Jennings hustles into the box. Draws the pole, frees up Davis, tight ropes the crease, and ties the game. 2 fourth-quarter goals for Anne Arundel's leading scorer.
Sloppy passing on the clears leads to an unsettled situation for Anne Arundel. They seem to be capitalizing on all of their possessions.
2:34 remaining after a Pioneer turnover. Here comes Brooks on the clear. Brooks absorbs contact and draws the flag. 26 seconds left on the extra man. Riley to Riley. Martin goes up top. And another man-up turnover for Howard.
Sloppy passing again. Looks like the same skip pass we saw in the last extra man.
Anne Arundel wasn't able to do anything with it. 1 minute remaining. Brooks hits it off the goalie. Huge ground ball. Brooks wins it for Howard. Feeds to Riley. Robertson drops him. It's loose again. And the officials call a slash on Dylan Riley. Anne Arundel will be man up with a game on the line. Anne Arundel works it around. Neal. Davis. What a save by Andrew Cilio. Peter Emery wins the ground ball. Huge man down defensive stand for the Dragons.
Nice save by Cilio. Coming up big when he needs to.
19 seconds. Howard's still a man down, but has a chance to win it. Brooks dodges. To Martin. No, he hits the side of the goal.
If Martin would have been able to move his feet, increase his angle a little bit, he may have been able to score there.
We're going to overtime. First team to score wins, and here's the OT faceoff. Daniel Bishop comes up big for Howard. What a dominant day at the X. Bishop has won 84% of his faceoffs, 22 for 26 at the X. Brooks with the ball in his stick. Attacks the shorty. To Riley! Broken up by Robertson, and it's going to be Anne Arundel ball.
Riley got pushed there. Bad call. The official called a crease violation, but he was clearly pushed into the crease.
9 in blue, Neal, with the ball in his stick for Anne Arundel, goes after the short stick, gets underneath, and he scores. Anne Arundel wins. For the second straight year, the Pioneers end Howard's season.
Good defense by Rays, but Neal's just able to score on a very low-angle shot.
Coach, what are your final thoughts on this one?
HCC got away from their quick ball movement to the backside offense. Even though they scored 11 goals, most of them were on individual efforts. Not a bad defensive effort from the Dragons, but it just wasn't enough.
Arundel advances to the Region 20 Championship. It's time for women's lacrosse. Our analyst played varsity lacrosse at Wild Lake High School. While there, she was one of their top scorers and an elite 300 camp alum. It's a pleasure to welcome Mary Lee Adams.
Thanks, Mike.
Coach Carey's Dragons are one win away from history. A win against Nassau secures the program's first trip to nationals and keeps alive hope for their first Region 20 District BD title. Howard is coming off of a heartbreaking loss to Hartford that cost them the outright Maryland JUCO regular season championship and the #1 seed in the tournament, setting up a tough semifinal test against Nassau. Mary Lee, what do you expect to see from Howard?
Well, coming into this game, they're very evenly matched. They both have some go-to players that they'll need to keep an eye on. Howard has Errick. She's going to be the one on offense to really make things happen and drive Howard offensively. Howard is also going to be counting on Charlotte Wilkinson to really control the draws and get things started for the offense. Howard's defense is going to have a tough time controlling Nassau's speed. They're very quick, and they don't give defenders much time to create strategies. Howard needs to play smart and set things up behind the goal. Really find a way to work the ball around the crease and find the open lanes. They had the skills and the experience to come out of this on top, but Nassau isn't going down without a fight, that's for sure.
The Lions enter the tournament on a 2-game losing skid. Nassau's 4-5 overall. Their last game was a 10-goal loss to Howard. This season, Nassau gave Hartford a close game. Nassau beat Suffolk by a small margin early in the season, and you could argue Nassau played a tougher schedule. Mary Lee, describe the Lions' game.
Well, Nassau is a very aggressive team. They use their speed offensively to tire out defenses, and their big scorer is Carrie Baum. She's going to be the one setting up the plays or just driving it straight to goal. She's very quick and can outrun defenders, so Howard really needs to play tight to her and make sure that they are double covering her when she's near the goal. Nassau is also very scrappy, and they can be a little dirty and will not be holding back. So Howard is going to have to use their stick skills and play calling to outsmart Nassau. I think ultimately it's going to come down to who wants it more and who can finish. There's a national spot on the line, so both teams are going to be giving it all they have. This is it for one of them.
Howard takes on Nassau in a winner-go-home showdown. Let's go to the highlights. First half, Juliana Rosati takes it in. And Nassau's on the board.
Howard's defense needs to anticipate Nassau going straight to goal. Nassau can't get shots off like that right out the gate.
Rebecca Coughlin takes it up for Howard. To Charlotte Wilkinson.
Howard's passing looks sloppy. They need to tighten up their passing game, protect the stick, and keep the cradles in tight.
Wilkinson, ahead to Katia Randazzo. Erica Heafy now. Vincenza Di Crescenzo lands a cross-check, and Heafy goes down. Ensuing free position, and Heafy ties the game.
Nice finish by Heafy on the penalty shot.
Randazzo looking to clear it for Howard. Carrie Baum stays with her. Nassau's physicality is starting to stand out.
Nassau is not afraid to draw a card. They're playing tight defense, taking checks to the face, and it seems like they're trying to intimidate and wear out Howard's offense.
Later in the possession, Wilkinson looking for Heafy.
Howard's cut-ins need to be faster. Nassau's defense is able to anticipate them and stop the play from moving forward.
The possession continues for Howard. Wilkinson dissecting the Lions' defense.
Nice assist by Wilkinson. She waited for Irvin to find the open lane. Great finish by Sam Irvin. She took her time and was able to beat the Nassau defender.
After the goal, it's Wilkinson versus Baum on the draw.
Nice draw win by Baum. She's dominating the Nassau offense. Her speed is really a threat to Howard. They need to start double teaming her and not letting her go straight to goal.
Coughlin takes it up for the Dragons. Checked by Baum, but she retains possession.
Howard needs to keep their sticks tighter. Nassau is going to check them every chance they get. Nice roll by Coughlin. She draws the card.
Coughlin, Randazzo. Olivia Murray digs her elbow into Randazzo's neck. Another Nassau foul. Coughlin, guarded by Kathleen Dulligan. Heafy makes a move and calls for the ball. She's been face guarded most of the game, but still makes her presence felt.
Great assist by Coughlin. She found Heafy, and even with 4 players on her, she found a way to maneuver the stick and get the goal.
Ensuing draw, Coughlin is taken out and comes down hard on the turf.
That's the 3rd card for Nassau. They're playing dirty, and Howard's taking the brunt of it.
De Crescenzo. Rissotti to Carly Ortman, and she scores.
Great passing by Nassau, working down the field and moving the ball on the offense.
Howard possession. The pass back to Heafy is high and it rolls right to Baum. Here she comes again, attacking the unsettled situation.
Baum has another breakaway. Howard thinks she's going to go straight to goal, but they didn't have anyone on Catherine Rahill. She was totally open.
Nassau regains the lead. Lions force a turnover. They're back on offense. Ortman operates from behind, draws the slide, keeps it, and Ortman finishes high. Nassau on a 3-goal run. Heafy serving a 2-minute penalty. Rassotti buries the free position shot. Nassau has scored 4 unanswered. Coughlin won the draw for Howard, and she cuts the lead to 2.
Nice bounce shot by Coughlin. Howard is definitely making their penalty shots count.
Dragons looking to clear. Heafy ahead to Nicole Cote. Dulligan lands a hip check on Cote and she's down. Nassau has 27 fouls in the first half. 1:21 remaining in the half. More physicality. Olivia Murray goes for the ball and headbutts Cote.
Rough head-on-head collision. Howard's really taking some hits.
Later in the possession, Coughlin leads the way for the Dragons. She absorbs the contact, beats her defender, and Coughlin brings Howard back within 1.
Way to take it in. Coughlin did some great stick work there, switching her hands and using her body to roll around the defenders.
Second half, Carrie Baum sprints into the open field.
Nassau is coming out of the gate strong in the second half. Their fast breaks are starting to wear out Howard.
Lions extend their lead to 2. Coughlin marches up the field. Nice check by Tasia Daly, knocks it free.
Nassau's beating Howard to the ground balls.
The Lions go right back to Baum. She burns her defender, draws the slide. Ellie Garvey with a point-blank save. She secures the rebound. Charlotte Wilkinson ahead to Coughlin. Heafy gets behind her girl and puts it away.
Great job moving the ball down the field. Started by Wilkinson, dodging her defender, finding the open player, and getting it to Heafy for the finish.
Howard won the draw. They're back on offense. Wilkinson. Heafy. Daly forces her to rush, and it's on the turf. Heafy swoops in and wins the ground ball. Nassau called for another foul. Ensuing free position, Heafy changes planes and ties the game. She's been face guarded most of the game and has somehow been able to get open and lead the way with 4 goals. Nassau won the draw. Here's Baum. Quick change of direction, gets to the middle, and Nassau regains the lead. Howard won the draw, then turned it over. Baum leads the break.
Nassau's offense is really pressing Howard's defense. Garvey is taking a lot of hits, and she makes a great stop there when it's really needed.
Cote comes up with the ground ball and starts to clear. Cote, Rachel Hunter.
Howard needs to move their passing forward and not get stagnant in the midfield. That's causing turnovers.
19 minutes remaining. Nassau's back on offense. Rassotti beats her defender. Garvey with the stop. Randazzo secures possession for Howard, steps back. Brittany Tragelli hits her in the head. Red card is the official decision, and Tragelli's ejected.
Big blow to the head taken by Randazzo. Red card thrown. You rarely see that. Howard will be a man up for 2 minutes. It's a non-releasable penalty, and Tragelli will be out for the game. If Nassau wins, she'll have to miss the championship game also.
Howard is a man up. Wilkinson makes him pay. Howard ties the game. Howard won the man-up draw. Still 42 seconds remaining on the non-releasable penalty.
Great play set up by Hunter. Randazzo faked her defender, looked like she was going to pass, but popped it up with the bounce right away.
6 seconds remaining on the penalty. Coughlin wins her matchup and earns the free position shot. Coughlin, 3-step release, scores.
Great shot. Strong goal by Coughlin. That was a textbook penalty shot.
10 minutes remaining. After a Howard turnover, here comes Nassau in transition. DeCrescenzo gives it to Baum, wide open. Baum takes it to the X, keeps it, and delivers a timely tally.
Howard is being outrun by Baum. She works it around to the other side of the net and beats out 4 defenders.
Coughlin gets underneath, makes it to the crease, denied by Karen Downs. Nassau sends it in the direction of Baum. And here we go again. Baum flies through 3 Dragons. Hustles past midfield. Nassau has numbers, 5-on-4. Baum goes to Ortman. And she does some damage with the overhand shot, tie game. 6:30 remaining. Baum attacks the unsettled situation. What a shot, perfectly placed inside the far post, and Baum regains the lead for Nassau.
Howard's defense is not playing man-on-man defense. They need to be double-teaming and sliding. It's giving Nassau the advantage.
Michelle Sparling to Erica Heafy. Heafy charges into the middle, goes right, uses the overhand release and ties the game.
Clutch goal by Heafy to tie it up. She's giving it all she has.
3:25 to play. Nassau won the draw. Free position for Baum, broken up by Coughlin, and Garvey does the rest. 1:15 remaining. Howard's a man down. Wilkinson with the ball in her stick. Nassau double teams her. Dulligan drops her and wins it back for Nassau. 18 seconds. Nicole Moniello up against Cote. Feeds to Baum. An official calls a foul on Howard. Baum will get a free position with 12 seconds left in the game. Season on the line for both teams. Baum with a bouncer. Nassau wins.
Baum draws the foul and finishes the free shot in the back of the net to win the game. Tough to see such a heated game be decided by a penalty shot.
The Lions put an end to Howard's season. Nassau advances to the Region 20 District BD Final and moves on to Nationals. 13-12 is your final.
My first guest posted a winning regular season record in each of her 4 seasons at Howard, a program first for HCC Women's Lacrosse. She's also a licensed official for high school and club lacrosse in Howard and Carroll counties. It's a pleasure to welcome head coach Diana Carey. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks, Diane.
Let's talk about the Nassau game in the Region 20 first round. How did you think your team played?
It was a really tough game. You know, I don't know what it was, but the girls were not all there, which is unfortunate because you can't come into playoffs unless you're mentally, ready to go and physically ready to go. We've, had a lot of injuries all year long, which has been tough, but Nassau was definitely ready to play this game, and I just didn't feel like we were.
You are known as one of the funniest coaches on the sideline.
Really?
You don't probably know this, but our staff would watch you, your antics. You're pretty funny. So what I'd like to do is some of the funniest quotes I'm going to just throw out at you, and I want you to kind of tell me what these quotes mean.
Okay.
Or what circumstances. All right, first quote. Say you're sorry.
Well, I just say that because it's, I guess, a little bit for my players to realize that if they're being rough, they're not supposed to be rough, and I don't want them to be. So say you're sorry is my way of saying, knock it off without saying knock it off. The refs usually laugh at it too, and the other team does also. So it's just adding a little levity to a situation that maybe could get a little tense.
Why do we not know how to run a play?
Because we don't. I'm not quite sure why, but we'll go over things over and over and over again, but yet we get on the field to play it, and I don't know what happens, but they lose their left, their right. They just, I don't know, they don't run it. So I do lose my mind a little bit on that.
Okay, there's a field out there. I hope you find it.
Well, we all have a tendency to crowd. We like to crowd inside the middle, crowd inside the 8. And I don't really understand why, because there is a big field, and the more we use it offensively, then the harder it is for the defense to try to cover us. That concept didn't really get through. I kept pushing it, but sometimes I'd pull people all the way over to the side and come talk to me so that I could let them know, look at the size of the field here. Why are we all inside the 12? But yeah, there is a big field.
So now that you won't be coaching here at HCC, what are you going to spend your time doing?
Well, I'm going to actually be concentrating a little bit more on the official end of things. I've become the lacrosse chair for my board, which is Maryland Select Officials Association. So I'm going to try to focus more on that, focus more on training youth officials and training officials in general. And I also will be continuing on with club lacrosse, and I'm getting a new puppy.
Well, Coach Carey, I want to congratulate you on a terrific years of coaching here at Howard. You'll go down as history as one of our most favorite coaches for the sport. You really built the sport up to where it is today, and hopefully it's going to be in good hands for somebody else. And I know you'll still be back in some capacity.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Best wishes.
Thank you very much.
Up next, we'll break down the track and field national championships with head coach Errick Henlon.
Learning at home. learning in the classroom, learning for success. For learning that works for you, choose Howard Community College. To find courses and programs that fit your schedule and learning style, visit hcclearningworks.com. You can get there from here.
It's time for track and field. My next guest brought home Howard Community College's first national championship in 2013. Head coach Errick Henlon joins me now. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you, Dan.
Coach, this was your first year as a head coach now of the program. Tell me what you learned about the Nationals.
Oh, well, competing at the National it's a very challenging event. And in order to be successful, you really have to plan really well in order to do well. So we tried our best this year to nail our plan down to the T. From when we left here, from all our traveling, down to what we do in the morning, what we do in the afternoon. So it's just a matter of planning our schedule and sticking to it. And it worked out pretty well for us. And we went there with a very disciplined team. And I'm proud of the kids for their accomplishment.
Let's talk about Ashley. Now, Ashley Dolkoff repeated as our national champion in the 400 meters. So what was her reaction when she won?
She was overjoyed. I was having a little bit more. I would love to see her going 56, but she broke her record she set last year, so that's still good. You can't really second guess her for that. And in the 200 this year, she ran a great race. She followed the instruction that was laid out, and she ran her heart out for that race. She just lost it by a few steps. So I'm really proud of her. She did much better this year than she did last year.
Gary Smalley.
Yeah.
Won the steeplechase, first time in the history, right, of an athlete?
Yes, that we are winning that steeplechase.
What was his reaction?
Man, he was overjoyed. As his coach Musselman said, he fell on the ground, and when Steve went up to him, he said, "Did I win?" He was overjoyed. He ran a great race. I mean, it was fantastic to see his performance.
So, reflecting back on your first year as a head coach now, what are you going to take away from this experience?
Look, last year, as I pointed out, last year we made some fundamental mistakes, right? Where we got caught up in the moment of winning. And as I pointed out, winning is not everything in life. It's how you're prepared to win. And we forgot about the basic things that we used to do to allow us to do very well. So this year we retooled and we went back to the drawing board, and we sticking to the basic things that we needed to do. And I'm satisfied. I'm pleased with the result that we got this year.
Great season, Coach, and we'll do it again next year.
Oh, thank you very much, Dan. Thanks for having me.
For highlights and archived episodes of Dragons Lair Update, go to youtube.com/HCC Dragon Sports. Tune in Friday, July 10th, as we revisit this year's most compelling moments on a special edition of Dragons Lair Update. Thanks for watching, and remember, go Dragons!